Colorado native is on a mission to conquer all 7 summits, the highest peaks on each continent.
If he is successful, he would be the first hemophiliac to do so.
Summit of Denali. It's cold.
Hemophilia looks very different in other places in the world. People with the same condition that I have aren't making it past 10 years old. Her son didn't live. And I'm doing this.
When the diagnosis came back, we were both pretty devastated. Life expectancy wasn't that great.
You were told you can't play certain games. You were told you can't jump on the couch.
We got a call from the trainer saying that he had caught a fly ball and landed hard on his hip. The trainer said, "Wow, I've never seen a gluteal muscle get this large."
You don't have to play. Quit baseball.
And you took antidepressants for a little while?
Jess finally told me that I had to go talk to somebody or else we probably wouldn't be staying together.
Hey everyone, Rick Hong here for Hollywood First Look Features. Today I am with Chris Bombardier and Patrick James Lynch for their film Bombardier Blood. Congratulations guys. Chris, especially for you, you've climbed the whole 7 summits.
Yeah, crazy. It still seems kind of like a dream, but yeah, very cool.
Patrick, can you talk to me about the kind of convincing it might have taken to get Chris on board with this project?
I think I'm the one who needed the convincing. No, Chris came to me, and he, as a person with hemophilia and a mountain climber, I'm a person with hemophilia and a filmmaker. Hemophilia is a small town, so when he had this concept for how a film that captured his 7 summits attempts, and in particular the climb of Everest, because that's the name everybody knows, could be the moment to both show what is and is not possible with hemophilia, depending upon access to medicine, because people in Nepal with hemophilia are lucky to live past 10. He came to me with that vision, and I thought, that's extraordinary. I have no idea how we're going to pull this off, but I'm with you on the vision. So he had me from Jump Street. It didn't take him any convincing, and I guess it really didn't take me too much either. Maybe our wives, it took a little bit more buy-in from them over time.
Chris, I was wondering, how were your reactions after you saw the whole thing put together? Because sometimes it's not easy to, in your mind, sometimes you're like, yeah, I want to tell this story, but sometimes it's not actually easy to put yourself out there or just to even see, I sat here and I kept wondering watching it. I was like, man, does your mom like you or does she not like you? Because she's like, you want to put her in her early grave because, she loves you so much?
Yeah. My mom blames me for all of her gray hair, which I think is very legitimate. But yeah, after I think I just put a lot of trust into Patrick and knew his filmmaking experience and just kind of trusted him to tell that story. And I was super proud of how the film came out, and it was, it's better than I ever could have imagined. So I think I'm just really proud of the final project.
Patrick, can you talk to me about the technical aspects of doing this film? Because it looked like when I was watching it, I was, obviously Chris climbs the summit. He does the whole thing, but I think you were at base camp, but you were able to put cameras on people, I think, to get that footage.
Yeah, it was quite a team effort. So the producer of the film, Rob Bradford, was actually the only member of our production team who could be with Chris on Everest for the 2 months that it takes, which is another thing. I'm not a mountaineer, don't have that background. I didn't realize the commitment that Mount Everest is. Before I said yes, maybe I should have looked into that. But for a whole host of reasons, budget, skill set, all kinds of reasons, we could have one person on the mountain, and Rob was the right person. So just for clarity, he deserves that credit and was the mountain director, cinematographer, sound operator, DIT guy, fixed it, everything. He had to do it all. But he worked with Chris, and then Chris's climbing guide, Ryan Waters, as well as his Sherpa, Tashi, on what they could do with GoPros from base camp to the summit. So everything in the film that is filmed from above base camp, between base camp and the summit, was either a GoPro on Chris or filmed by either his climbing guide or Sherpa. And I think that's extraordinary because there are shots in the film that are stunningly beautiful from that summit push. And I've heard from multiple people, there are some images that they're not sure they've ever seen in an Everest doc or photographs from Everest. So there are moments we've captured that I'm not sure anyone else has captured. And to think it was the Sherpa and the climbing guide who had more important responsibilities at the time and are not cinematographers first and foremost, that it was their eye and their experience that led to those shots there's just some real magic that was on our side for this one.
And then finally, Alex Borstein from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is an EP on this. I was just trying to figure out how she's involved with the film and like her passion behind, telling stories of hemophilia.
Yeah, Alex has a mild form of hemophilia herself and carries hemophilia genetically. So it presents in severe form, as it does with Chris and I, usually in males, vast majority of the time. But women can have severe forms. They more commonly will have a mild form, which she does and her daughter does. Her brother has the severe form and is certainly, she grew up in a house that was affected by hemophilia and had quite a journey. In fact, she talks about growing up in that house, having a role to play in her developing a sense of humor. That it was in part the environment she was in, like that was the role she played. She helped break tension and she helped bring comedy. When we had this concept, we thought she would be an amazing ally. She's very supportive. She does a lot of charitable work within hemophilia, but we wanted to make sure we had something that was, frankly, worthy of her time. So when we had a cut together that we felt great about, we shared it with her, shared the vision. She was on board immediately. She brought the Maisel cast out to a New York City screening that we did there with a patient advocacy group. She's been doing interviews and pushing this out. So she has been an extraordinary EP, but it comes from a very personal place. She's affected by hemophilia. Her brother has it, she has it, her daughter has it. It's a part of her family, like it's a part of Chris's family, like it's a part of my family.
Well, I wanted to tell you guys, congratulations again. Chris, you are a true inspiration. You are the man. 7 summits. I can't even believe it. The film is Bombardier Blood. Until next time, I'm Rick Hong, and you've been watching Hollywood's First Look Feature.
Patients with hemophilia have the sense that they can't reach the goals that they want to reach because something is going to happen.
My mom would just say, well, you're not doing Everest.
You worry about things like high altitude pulmonary edema. Could he start bleeding in his lungs?
I want him to fulfill his dream, but it's a scary dream.
Whew.
Oh man, firing, huh? Yeah.
I don't know how much you've been on Facebook. The globe, the entire world has been messaging you and writing on your wall and messaging me.
Blew my vein. That's not good.
I grew up with so many boys that were told no, and I was told no.